very easy to do on a map the size of Nuke, things can get scary. That's if we get there, of course, because this one could be over in 2, whether it be for Nouns or for NRG, as we kick off Dust 2.
Rocket on into the server. D2 to kick. What are we going to get out of these two squads?
It's going to be a very different beast from that previous match, though, Mike, because NRG, as opposed to Boss, are exceptionally star-studded. I mean, look, Boss have their good players, but NRG are a cut above, as you said before, and they love to play on Dust 2. 8-1 over the last 3 months. It is phenomenal to watch them play here, so let's see if they give us another show.
I'm really curious about what NRG is going to be showing us. I'm already seeing a little bit more of a dynamic play, right? Because in some of the matches we saw yesterday, it was kind of NRG calling their shots and trying to show very little of the strap hook, running the same thing again and again and just showing they could take sites even if you knew they were coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I do expect them to break out a little bit more depth in this one because, of course, it's qualification on the line. What's the point of hiding things on tape if you don't actually make it to the event? Ooh, look at this rotation. They were stacked up for the early B play, but then not hearing it, they shift right back into numbers as a long approach. They take care of the lurch. Now, they know no one's here. That's a quick to the back of the site. If X has been able to get 1 or 2, makes it a lot easier for his teammates. Instead, should be all but guaranteed to a bomb plant. Taps on through 3 players rotating through the tunnels as well to get onto this. On the go. In the numbers, first point of contact is going to be Junior behind that big box. Waiting. Oh, and
That
over
is
it, and
such a good
perhaps
shot.
off the first contact, just trying to collect 1. But Bro is just so dang quick. Player close up on the corner. Bro ain't missing. A Rush is still putting in work. Bro, executions all the way through. They got to get on this bomb quickly. But they will do exactly that. Brilliant work from the Dane.
Yeah, that's fantastic from Bro. And there's the difference maker I talked about. You know, a big upgrade that NRG were able to corral over to their roster. And I mean, look, when a player like that becomes available, although Bro maybe isn't the highest of level players over at Europe, he was, you know, on those tier 1 teams and things were looking okay for him. But it's just that it's considered an upgrade compared to the other NA players that were available, and of course to Breeze at the time. And you can see right there. I mean, that's some just precision shooting in the pistol round. 1-0 in favor of NRG. As Nouns still look threatening. I'm really looking forward to actually seeing the duel between OC and Junior because both these players are really good oppers on Dust 2. And we saw OC yesterday, who actually put on quite a show outside of Anubis, right?
Yeah, and it's funny, too, as well. They're both, you know, quintessential hybrids where half their clips are going to come with a rifle.
Yes, yeah.
Which does seem to be the world that we live in CS2. A lower control, very effective. Mid-player killed as well, and OC can double up. So now, Nouns have basically been shut down already in this round. Support as well coming off the catwalk. There's little that they can do. Maybe OC's a little over-ambitious with some of those swings, but you can see the health remaining for Junior. Oh, he still gets the headshot on Bro. So a little bit of impact, but the Force Spy is a non-starter.
I have a question for you, Mike.
Okay.
If I said decrease the price of the ops so we get more ops in CS2,
Nope.
No?
Nope.
You think it's good the way it is?
I think it gets bought a good amount.
Okay.
As someone who enjoys dynamic, exciting play, I think seeing more rifle work, I don't think it has to do with the price of the AWP as much as it does about still some tweaks to potentially Peeker's advantage. Like, even though they have improved things massively, in CS2, especially online, it still just feels so much better to swing than to be swung upon.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, no, I don't think that pricing is tweaking. It's still very potent. It's still critical. You don't need more than that. 2 kills already found in middle. Make that a 3rd. Bro is feasting.
Maybe I just missed the double op setups, Mike.
I do not.
Okay.
But you can go watch Perry Vision, I guess, if you want to watch some. No. Actually, I haven't watched any of Perry Vision with James just pure opping, not IGLing. I'm kind of curious. I haven't gotten a chance yet.
Yeah.
The numbers have been really spicy.
I got to check that out, too. Anyway. Enough of that.
Enough
Nouns.
of that. Enough of Junior.
Is dead, yes. Hex going to get the last one. 3-0. in favor of NRG as we head into round number 4, and this will be another buy-up coming through for Nouns.
OC didn't even get a gun. I mean, he knew he wanted to buy.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised he didn't pick something up to toss over to Bro. Maybe couldn't find the gun on the ground. Anyway, either way, it's all good. They've got full rifles as well. The only limitation is that one Galil. This is a very good first gun round buy. And you've got money in the tank. It's kind of an ideal start for NRG. It's important for Nouns to start to make them uncomfortable early on these gun rounds. Because as we've seen, when NRG's in flow state with the utility, they are tough to unseat. No presence on B. Just the smoke to threaten that presence. And Hex to play through the doors. And at least for the moment, it's completely rebuffed Nouns. They've got no interest.
Yeah, Nouns pretty much trying to deploy the same type of strats they did up against Boss. You know, just taking their time. Pretty straightforward takes at the end of it. And here they're going to toss that Molotov in towards Cat and likely end out towards mid to B. It does work for one frag onto George, but George deals a decent amount of damage to Classia, Peeping, and Cryptic, forcing them back a little bit to reset here. But still, an opening frag for Nouns is good news. This is the right decision for Nouns as well. No one actually on the A site proper as they're setting up to go from Cat to A. And they do have the long lurk, although Rush will be in a world of hurt if he comes out here at the wrong time. NRG are starting to divert their attention towards the A site, but I think Nitro's tipped off for something. He seems to be staring towards those players intently. OC misses a big shot. Misses another one as well. Oh my.
That's an issue now. That's one way to rectify it. Okay. Nate just coming out from Bro, and Nitro gets the clear out on the long lurk as well. So now they'll be comfortable on the retake. Man advantage just like that for NRG. Was looking a little tentative. But with no more remaining utility, we're going to need some nifty shooting from Nouns. They've got a bastion of strength here on Catwalk to defend from. They are losing pieces off this board bit by bit by bit. One man remaining, and they know exactly where he is.
Oh my god.
Nitro's got this one hook, line, and sinker. Defuse on, and that looked far too comfortable for the situation from NRG.
Like, NRG are one of the best teams in NA at retaking right now, and it's just, you can see why. I mean, they know exactly what they need to do to make sure that the periphery's been cleared out. You see Nitro really focused in towards those long double doors, expecting a prong to be there, and takes the initiative just to make sure his teammates don't have to worry about that flank. And if he dies, at least he can tell them, hey guys, there's a guy behind you. Just make sure you don't overlook this. Not only does that happen, but you also on the front lines are able to get a nade frag, before that anyway, from Bro onto a player that OC misses twice. So that's what I was talking about when you have so much star power on this team that even if one piece doesn't activate effectively, you have 4 others that can come through and clean up the mess. Yeah, it's so nice.
It definitely is. And I mean, this start from Bro is also just merciless.
Oh yeah.
It started in the pistol. It has not stopped since. Bro is on one right now. George? Woo, gets a little wide. Dead. Util peeking out. George a little bit ahead of himself. Hearing that Util come over mid. That's a rare mistake. Coming through. Let's see if Nouns can capitalize. Reinforcement through. HexT in. Oh my goodness. HexT and Bro just not missing a beat. That was such a dangerous position to be in for the B players, right? They're getting pinched from both sides. That could have been disaster. The mid presence wasn't through in time. And HexT and Bro just make it work.
I think Bro might have gotten collat. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like only 1 bullet was required for both those headshots. Probably 2. But either way, it was another great spray down. He is just on fire right now. 14 and 3. Destroying everyone. George has no frags, which, I mean, doesn't really matter, I guess. Classia is going to get the opener here on to George. Is the trade there? No. Classia has finally gotten some space for his squad.
Those are his first 2 as well. Flying out into this long fight. It costs NRG, but OC blinded up. Hits the timing shot. Will pluck one, getting into the pit. looking for more. Bro on the corner trying to keep his teammate alive, and actually both of them will be collected. The commitment in towards Car is their undoing. Just too much of an assault of utility. Hex is going to try and play a little hero ball. This should not be viable. And indeed, it isn't. 4 players up, and Nouns are finally on the board.
Yeah, that honestly could have gone either way. OC hits a shot, or that spray doesn't go awry from the player playing close corner for NRG, and maybe NRG, not maybe, NRG would have control there, but because OC misses and the spray doesn't pan out, Nouns are able to capitalize and they take care of business. Like you said, that barrage of utility as well just made OC's life so uncomfortable at Car that he wasn't really able to have any more impact on that round. So, you know, Nouns are able to get there first. Thing is, NRG didn't really have to buy up that much leading up to that point, so now they're going to have a full upgrade again. It's going to be 5 M4s, AWP for OC, and we get to see that op-v-op duel between Junior and OC. Pretty sure Junior has it in him to give OC a good run for his money. There's the nade toss from George, who's still looking for his first frag, but I can assure you folks he will find it very soon.
One would imagine. OC in the mid doors looks like he's the next player to be tested. Flashbang Ever could make his life uncomfortable, but he's seen one cross. There's a vision in that nade is perfectly placed. Cryptic catches it between his knees.
The spray is so dangerous now for Cryptic.
He's buckling. Oh, but he wants to go on the fade on the CT smoke. This could get really weird. But caught. Never mind. George is in position, and Cryptic trying to sneak a timing there. It's not going to happen. Peeping next through. Bro reclaims this mid-presence, and now this catwalk cluster doesn't have a second element to play off of. They were trying to do something a little unorthodox. Instead of the split in towards B, sneak the players through CT and find the A site. A little compromised. Instead, well, they walk right into an arena of Danish domination. Bro, out here looking like maybe the top organization in Denmark shouldn't have benched him.
Yeah. I mean, there were reasons beyond that, I'm sure, that resulted in that. But at the same time, I think a lot of teams may have underestimated how effective Bro can be. And I think he's showing that right now. Hex going to get that onto Junior.
Hex!
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about the knife out, I guess. We'll just leave that alone. It's not like he knew exactly where he was. It's all good. Hex gets the kill. 17 of 249 ADR, John.
Dude,
249 ADR.
It is an absurd performance we're seeing from Bro here. He's locked in. Like those headshots, he made them look easy. Absurd stuff.
Looking very fit to perform for me. Astralis, meanwhile, tomorrow will have one more game to determine whether they actually do make it through to Dallas. So we could see, if Astralis win that, tough competition against Heroic, but we could see the Bro revenge game against Astralis at Dallas. That'd be a fun storyline. Cryptic, an opener here. George not had a lot of fun on Dust 2 so far.
Not really. I thought he might get his engine started a little bit, but no. After that first frag, I should say, but he didn't happen. OC waiting here over at Double Doors. Mike, I don't think Astralis are going to be Heroic. Sorry, I know the storyline's great, but they have not looked great at all.
Well, you never know. You never know.
I guess.
Another narrative here in our NA Incest pool is, of course, that George came over to this NRG roster from Nouns. Longtime member of this squad. It is a squad that's looking quite different these days, but Junior Rush and their coach Adren as well will be well familiar with George, and George with them. Oh, Nitro finds the first. That was a fact-finding mission, though. Nitro converts to. The third would have been a miracle. But instead, it's an empty A site and the bomb rocking up long. They have a smoke for this. And they will diligently deploy said smoke. There's a nade to pop it, but the nade's a little late. It is, in fact, Rush who gets through. How do they want to address this retake? Bro's actually going all the way around towards long, and then they'll double up catwalk. Look at that flashbang. You would have thought there was a peek behind it, but Cryptic doesn't go, and that's well advised. Utility set up to set up Hex into this fight. Cryptic, he's rumbled. Flashbangs, a little awkward. But it does blind. It does exactly what's intended. Time's getting short. They're battling out towards Catwalk. Here's the brawl. Here's the fight. And it's a clear out from NRG. The one round from Nouns will be stymied. Isolated. Disposed of.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually really nicely timed from NRG, right? They take that cat fight. Bro has a bit of a ways to go to get into the engagements because it's planted for cat, so no one's actually at long, but he has to be diligent in his clears regardless. Then he gets the information that they're at the cap position on the Nouns side, so he's able to push up, and even if Hex dies in that engagement, Bro is right there at the perfect moment to get the instant trade. So there was literally no chance at all for Nouns to have success there unless they get a ludicrous flick after finding the frags on the cat players. There's that 7th for NRG. Bro, who's been...
Sorry, I just had an image in my head when you said cat players of them all just wearing the cat ears on the headphones. Shoutouts to Vanity.
Oh, man.
I wonder if he's still rocking those. OC's rocking the openers. And Bro following it up as well. All of the middle presence is gone here. For Nouns, they are losing bodies left, right, and center. And now Nitro's got support as well. One player hemmed into the dumpster. And George, just a little no-looker. A little double take for extra style points out from George.
George, there he goes. Got a couple of frags. Timeout called. You have to call a timeout there because it's just starting to pile on in terms of the rounds and the pressure being applied by NRG. They're looking completely nonplussed in these round victories, and Nouns realize that they have to change something up. Otherwise, this one's going to be over as quickly as they dispatched their opposition boss earlier on today.
Tactical timeout. I don't know, Bro. Just headshot them. He's just one guy. He's Danish. They're not even that good at Counter-Strike anymore. No one in the top 20. Come on, man.
Well, Bro's trying to get there, I guess.
Adren takes the timeout, just says, let me tell you a story of a team called Liquid and a team called Astralis. All right, old man. Pipe down. Oh, look at this space. Look at the space out towards long. Rush has a lot of room. She's just got a MAC 10. But they got a lot of room on this. OC's trying to avoid getting run down by the pistols. It's interesting. If they had a little bit more utility, it'd be promising. But instead, mid has just become a killing field. 2 players out of play. Rush unable to do much of anything at all with his long position, being as he did have a MAC 10. OC nearly caught. George down in middle.
Bro's low. Oh,
no. Not happening. Not through the door. You got the Brokes Ray vision. And indeed, 4 players still up. Nothing to do for Nouns off of that pause. But presumably, what they were really talking about, John, wasn't what they were going to do on that eco, but rather what they were bringing to show us in this rifle round.
Yes. Yes, that is... hopefully what they were discussing in that timeout. 4 AKs and the op. Junior doesn't have enough money to get the util, but that won't really matter. They are more concerned about getting frags, and Junior boosted up on the head of his teammate. Wants to try and get the edge on anyone who may be foolish enough to peek through that double door, or maybe not foolish enough at this point, because NRG have been hitting all of their shots. Smoke comes in. Should be good to guys off the vision there for NRG, as they will likely try to spam through that door and that smoke. There's the smoke pop as well to gain information. But now they're trying to slow things down, and NRG aren't actually forcing the issue too much. They've actually got 3 players on the B site. I'm not sure what the info is or what the read is that led to this. I mean, they're on the wrong side as of right now.
They are.
Is it
No
meant
harm,
to
no
be, though?
foul right
Maybe
now.
not. Yeah.
No ground has been gained. Now the mid to B smoke gets thrown. So right now the stack's looking pretty dang good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now it is.
You'd almost want someone to be in CT to kind of sell this a little more. But, okay, now 2 players spotted on the line. Hex gets the kill. He's also the B anchor, so that doesn't actually give you any information that there's a stack just yet. Now here comes the hit. Bro gets another kill. Now George is revealed, but it is far too late.
Oh my
You're
God.
already in their jaws, and they're clamping down. Yum, 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 yum. Tasty snacks for bro.
This is
280 yards still, John.
dude.
We're 11 rounds in.
How do you maintain 280 over 11 rounds? I don't even remember the last time I've seen that. I don't even know if I've seen that before in an NA broadcast.
Bro said donk who?
What? This is something else.
Look.
What a performance.
We love our EU imports in North America.
Indeed.
And who better to frag out than the EU import? I mean, look, even if you look at the rest of NRG, 3 players are 8-3, 8-2, 8-5, right?
Yeah.
Even without this monstrous output from Bro, the team would be doing well. But then you just have Bro, who is just looking like he's in a matchmaking server.
What?
Against me. Hex with the 3-man spray down. Good control there into the tunnel. And now it's Bro. You got past Hex. Deal with Bro. Good luck. We'll be back after this. And we're back in to the fray. Dust 2 could be done in the blink of an eye. It's Nouns map pick, but they have had no fun on this one. No fun whatsoever. It's all been fun for Bro and compadres. 11-1, and that pretty much tells the story.
Yep. Yeah, and what's not great for Nouns as well is that going on to Mirage.
His 2
they've
kills around. He has
struggled
2 kills around.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
The fun
OC
don't
gets
stop.
the opener. Yeah.
OC connects the 1. Bro has more kills than all of Nouns,
Dude,
in case you were wondering.
if he maintains 280 ADR over the entire
Surely not.
map,
Surely not.
I don't think I've
But
seen
let's
it before.
find out. George connects another, traded out. They are brawling. Here's the flank. Junior gets around quickly. And that is the bomb. So it'll slow them down at least for a moment. Bro needs to come back. He was out in mid trying to hunt up some engagements. And Nitro knows he has to get out of there. But he can't do so in time. The cavalry is here. And Cryptic and Peeping now have a lot of time to set up and get ready for Bro. Very dynamic response here from Nouns. Means that basically the whole fight comes down in long. And Bro has to battle back in. But this would be continuing his 2 kills around pace. If he could pull it off. He's heard. Player out towards dumpster. Player in the doors. This shouldn't really be possible. There's the spot. There's the shot. And Cryptic's got it. A 4-piece for the IGL to give his team some life in this game.
Ah, finally, something for Nouns to celebrate. It is just pistol round, though, but you deny the bomb plant. You get something started at the beginning of the half, and almost, let's say, a guaranteed third going to be coming through here. So they can farm some money with these MP9s, 4 of them coming through, and the M4A4 for Cryptic, which you'll have to keep safely guarded in a good position. You do not want to hand that one away, and as I say that, looks like he might be charging up a cat at mid. So, we'll see. No, he's going to back off. It's actually Peeping who's the tip of the spear here.
Ooh,
And he'll
Peeping's
already
pretty
be top mid.
committed.
Yeah, they might not know this.
They definitely don't. But
Now
if they
they do.
realize it... Peeping's in a bit of a rough spot here.
Yeah.
Protracted engagement. They can isolate up this fight, but Junior comes flying out long, knowing his teammate needs support, and that is beautiful timing. Now it's done. There was a moment there where Peeping may have gotten himself in a little over his head, but, well, his teammates make good on it. And this one will go nowhere.
Yeah, Junior came through and said, I'm not going to abandon you here, Peeping. Do not worry. I will come through and get a 3K so you can get your 1 over at Dark. And look, it's third round for Nouns. It doesn't mean that much yet, though, because they actually have to win up against this gun round. I would even argue that they should upgrade here.
Yeah, this is one of
Like,
those miserable
you know?
situations where it's like, okay, if you can make good on the MP9s, great. You can't afford to lose this and say, well, we got good impact out of the bonus.
Right.
That's a nice start, though. Junior blinded up, hits a timing shot on Hex, trying to gain the space out towards long, and they want to brawl long again. Look at the bodies that are being committed here from Nouns. They know that this is what NRG want from them. Nice nadage up onto George. A lot of utility being spent here. Smoke to give himself some space. George slips away. Back in the longhouse. Back out on the space. They've got this space in towards mid, but OC is punished for that room. Pro wants to retake it. Molotov will make him think twice about it. He's already got 1 kill in this round, and they know that they do not want to reawaken this Danish beast. It's only 1 player over towards B. It's just Glacia with an MP9. They split mid on this. This could get bad real quick. Is there a nade to pop this? No. They're begging a player to come through, though. The boost up from Bro. Wait, this is cheeky, and he gets punished for it. Cryptic was ready. Aware. Bomb would be picked up by George. Just going to try and get this B plant here, but he's trusting that no one's there, and through mid they go, and Cryptic will make sure he never gets the opportunity. Cryptic is taking this map by the horns and trying to get his team back into it.
That is actually ridiculous that they're able to take that so cleanly with the buy-up that they had into that round. I mean, we were criticizing them for not going for the upgrades. I think rightfully so. In that situation, you kind of need to put as much as you can behind the buy. But at the same time, if you play it that way, you just pile on towards long and get every single body there as close as possible, especially the MP9s, then you're playing it to your advantage, and it works out. NRG can't do anything at all, and Nouns are able to take a 4th and make a case of themselves here on Dust 2. Look, NRG are going to come through with the pistol upgrades here and 3 players with the armor. But it looks like, unless something very heroic comes through from one of these players here for NRG, Nouns
No,
should be able
heroic
to
play
get 5th.
tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so. Should be.
I'm going to check.
No, it's the 20th.
Oh, okay.
Why is it the 20th? All the other games were just played.
making us wait a little bit longer.
I guess that's the next time both teams were free.
Yeah.
That's nice. Oh, wait. Keep it tense. Build the Antissa. Patient. Peeping one. Oh, headshotted, but they can't finish their food, and without much in terms of impact, Glacia actually doesn't get this done. Holy, this is getting dangerous. This is a bomb plan. They don't know it yet, but this is a bomb plan. And a player still close up. Cryptic down for the count. Out of bullets is Nitro, but OC will get a chance to close. Can't risk crossing to go get a gun. OC's just going for the headshot. Oh. My goodness. Rush playing the patient game. Here's the footsteps. Knows exactly where this player is. And Rush will have it. Averting disaster. The unarmored pistols nearly stole this round away.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. For a moment, I'm like, oh, he has it. You know, you feel that way, but man, oh man. It didn't happen. Luckily for Nouns, honestly, because that hero play I talked about did come through. Nitro with the 3-piece and holding the perfect angle towards CT to just disrupt the entire play of Nouns. If he has just maybe 2 more bullets in the magazine, the whole round is done. He's got it in the palm of his hands. Anyway, Nouns get a 5th. Here come the guns for NRG. This one was supposed to be the threatening round. But instead, that previous one was pretty scary. I'm not saying that this one won't be. We'll see what Nouns deploy. 3 players towards long in the early goings. They already sent one back towards that A site. But yeah, it looks like they want to have that heavy long emphasis, which I can't blame them for because NRG do like to try and bully when they're up by a lot towards long A. A good smoke from Bro. I mean, it pushes the B players back because they don't know what's going to happen and they won't have visibility on any players that could be through. You see a lot of teams
run both mid smokes. I mean, I know Spirit in particular are fond of it, setting up that channel to get out and try and isolate some fights, keep them guessing as far as where you're going to come. That's a great nade from Cryptic. Good and timely. A is going to be the finish. There's no presence in tunnels. There's no information here. Cryptic pulled off of it, at least for the moment. Smoke set up for this lurk. Flashbang into the longhouse is perfect. Rush capitalizes on a perfect flash, and now Junior posted on the angle. The bomb stuck out towards long, so it's all going to be about timing here. If they can kill Junior, OC's got a chance to come out and plant. And actually, Junior's come off of it. That C4 was maybe not spotted, but Cryptic with the clear. Now they know which way to focus. And this is perfect for Nouns. NRG stumped once again. You'd imagine this is OC saving the AWP. And yeah, there's still a lot of rounds.
No, this is...
I start getting a little concerned.
There's a conversation to be had here for Nouns potentially coming back into this one. Look, double op now as well. Peeping has grabbed a secondary op off the ground. I believe a little while ago. Anyway, either way, you know, that's going to prove to be very potent around the 2 AKs for Nouns. NRG, money's going to be back in the tank here thanks to that full loss bonus.
It does feel just right that the guy named Peeping picks up the telescope.
Yeah, it does. But the guy who's been making the noise here in this second half, Mike, is Cryptic. The IGL has arisen, and he is really tearing through NRG. I mean, even when it looked like NRG might have a chance to get to that A site, he just sprays down 2. That's it. Done. Round over. And he's
they've really shut down, John.
Yeah.
Is Bro.
Yeah.
Only 145 ADR at this point. He's only gotten a kill since the half. Bro? More like bum. Because it's also a 3-letter word starting with B.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's good, Mike.
That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got, John.
I'll give it to you. Well,
it is actually true, though.
Yeah? What is?
The hero performance has slowed down.
Yeah.
I actually haven't really been able to get into these rounds at all. Oh, they've got the B spawns. They've got the B spawns. Fast B hit. Rush. B rush. No stop. That's how you fix it. Oh my god, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. Where's the smoke? Come on. B rush. No stop. Commit to the bit.
There's no way.
They have the spawns for it. I mean, they didn't B-rush. They already haven't.
Yeah.
But they are going to walk out. They've got all the presence
They're
here. It's a
just
full
going
5-man B
okay.
take. They're getting this. They're getting this room. Flashbangs are
about
good.
this.
Cryptic gets one. That's through the door. Peeping. Another. No, Cryptic, sorry, tucked in the corner. It's peeping in the window. Peeping in the window with that secondary AWP. But Molotov's going to push him back. And, oh, he overcommits. He overcommits and overcooks. Needed to keep the numbers up for this post plant. Now the bomb's going down. And at a 2-on-2 on site, things are going to get very risky. One of your retakes is an AWP, and Rush is not close.
There's got to be a rifle for Junior to pick up here.
Just now, you don't want to give the audio cue. It's also another AWP in the window, so there actually isn't
right.
at all. Peeping had it as well. So Junior over the lip is going to have to hit a blind turn. Was that even apparently that wasn't a no-scope.
It was a quick scope.
But I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either, Mike.
What the hell was that, Junior?
So fast that GoTV couldn't catch it. That is unbelievable, or CS2TV, whatever
That's
it
a
is.
sub-tick flick.
Yeah. 7th round for Nouns, and all of a sudden they're only 4 rounds back of NRG. This was an 11-1 half. It was 11-1. I'm checking myself because I can't believe that they
6
pulled
rounds
it
on
back.
the jump. 6
Wow.
rounds. Hold on, though. OC's got a scout. It usually leads to some entertaining moments.
This NRG does it sometimes. Like, they'll lose all the rounds where you feel like they have a chance, and then with the weirder buys, they'll come through and get it. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, they nearly had that on the full B commit.
Remember? Yeah, I remember.
Brian Jr. hitting a absolutely dastardly quick shot. Cryptic committing to this mid-fight. Flashes will push them off for the moment, but they want catwalk. That's the object of their affection and intention. There's not a lot of response here on Cat. Going with the response of just holding on to the HEs. Get the damage done that way. Ooh, Cryptic. Smoke back in towards mid. Do they test him here? They gave up all that catwalk control. Nitro sticking around. Cryptic's going to have all the information that there's no one through middle. Cryptic knows everything. Doesn't change the fact that there's only one player on B, though, John.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, like, I feel like despite the fact that, you know, the trades weren't favorable for NRG, B was softer and proved to be softer than long A and mid. Oh, my goodness, George. Well, if you just take the head off of Cryptic like that, it doesn't matter. Now the B site's completely vulnerable, and peeping will be dropped immediately. 5v3 in favor of NRG. And I don't know, Nouns don't have to save. I feel like they actually shouldn't.
They've got minimum loss bonus, $1,400 coming in the bank.
Junior has 7.6K though, Mike.
Yeah, but if he wants an AWP, he's going to need to drop some guns. Rush is gone now.
Yeah, okay.
They got to save. It's the brutal reality of the CT side. When you don't have any cushion for yourself, you can't wait for that loss bonus to build back up. Junior's going to have 9K. He'll be able to drop over 2 rifles.
Yeah, it'll be
3
fine.
rifles. But if he doesn't save this big green, it's not going to be great.
It's just that, like, you're staring down at 2 horrible things, right? Like, you save and then you get a 12th round loss, right? Like, so it's, or you go for it and you lose all your guns and then you don't really have the proper buy-up that you need in a 12-7 situation. So yeah, that is a tough pill to swallow, but the reality of going down 11-1 at the half, you know, one thing goes wrong and all of a sudden you're staring down the barrel of your opponent.
Bro said, you know what? I did enough work. I'm clocking out. My shift is over, guys. You gotta finish this thing out.
No records being broken today.
I respect it from Bro. That's just a good blue-collar fragger out here, you know? Did his. Hit his quota. It is allotment. But all right, half switch. Your turn, fellas. Get us over the line. We're back to the long fight. Full commit, long fight. Hasn't been great for NRG. It's not great here again.
I don't get it. They get locked into that long fight so many times.
It's dust too. You got to do it. You got to do it when you have the spawns. You just got to hit long. But the problem is Nouns are there to greet them. Nouns clearly are selling out a lot of their defense to be able to go for these heavy long contests. And it is working for them.
look, I mean, OC gets 1 there, but he's down to 36. This round's probably done unless OC
Money
pops
matters.
off.
Money matters, though. One more kill, life gets somewhat annoying, but it won't happen.
The thing is, and here's the thing, I get
What's
it.
the thing?
I get it, Mike. You know, you go long A, you got the spawns for it, you got to try pushing for it. But you don't at the same time. You could actually take your time and do what NRG does best and burn time off the clock and set yourselves up and be patient about it. Especially considering that Nouns have emphasized that long defense round after round after round. They have not mixed it up. It has not been a different look. They've had 3 players there every single time NRG's gone out. That is the 3rd time now. So you'd have to, hopefully, and for NRG's sake, they'll realize, oh, they've got 3 players there. We probably shouldn't try to go balls to the wall out towards long. So we'll see if the adjustment comes through. Again, I said it before, B has been a soft hit. Twice they've hit it in the last 4 rounds, and it has gone fairly well for them. I'm surprised they don't just go back to it again.
Can't get predictable.
I mean, if the other team is, then you don't have to worry about it.
But look at this. Now the long presence shifts away. So they're not going for the heavy long fight. They don't have the spawns for it, and instead NRG are going to have this thing virtually for free.
It's
because Junior's just solo playing A, and Nouns are trying to keep them guessing with that tunnels aggression. And so Nouns do get the information very early on. They'll be rotating, but it's up to Junior to pay this off. And he's going to do exactly that. Hex had a play. OC
that was
gone.
so close. Oh, he got him. I didn't
Feed
realize.
the beast out here. He's just too quick on that scope right now, Junior. Punishing them for thinking, hey, yeah, you got long control? And you think that matters to me? You think I care? I've got a scope.
I still think they should have gone B. Even with the mix, with the change.
2 players was a full B crunch from Nouns.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's better than whatever's happening at long
John,
right
I'm
now.
not electing you my IGL. Fill out your application.
Just a rage push.
Hold on.
It's not done.
Glacia. Molotov down. They don't know at this point. They don't actually have any aggressive information.
Yeah.
They know they killed the 2 towards long. They've got no vision mid. They've got no vision out catwalk. They know they have catwalk for now. But this could be going anywhere. And a 2-for-1 trade means this ain't done. Just, yeah, bomb gets tossed over to avoid any risk. Bomb's going to be planted. Cryptic!
What a lineup.
X-ray vision. He knows their plant spot. Cryptic's been watching his demos. I'll tell you that much. Nitro, 1 HP. George, naded, down to 60. A little bit of anti-stratton coming on in here. And now a smoke just to completely block off George's vision. There's nothing he could do. He's gone. Nade would have finished him if he hadn't been. That's a brilliant retake.
I don't know if Rush realized that he was dead. He's like, what?
That's such a detailed thing, too, because it's the slightly more exposed plant spot as opposed to the tough that a lot of players will do. And Cryptic has the perfect lineup for it.
It's absolutely wild. But I do have to point out, Mike, that despite the fact that the setup was there for Nouns on B, NRG were able to get through it. So, you know, if you're having more success getting through that B site, you need to just try to fight through and go in that direction. Whatever. I'm going to stop now because
So
it's
you're
over.
hitting we're hitting another B take, you're saying?
I'm saying
Look at
go
this.
B again.
Look at
Absolutely.
this. Nouns wait for their smoke. Hold on. Do they get beat on the timing? Nades out.
But they're... Yeah.
Counter Molotov. Tunnels control. Slow mid presence. We're going to a slower round here, John.
That's fine. You know, slow it up. I don't mind that at all. And no, credit to Nouns. I mean, they're getting such good reads over on NRG, and they're back to that 3-man setup towards long, although now it's faded off a little bit. You have Rush with such forward positioning towards those long doors. HexT falling off a bit. They want Nouns to make the first move, which may very well happen. Rush looks like he wants to maybe poke his nose forward. Peeping, in the meantime, gets caught. I think that was OC. Yeah, OC tags him with the scout, and now the mid-to-B smoke has been thrown.
This is ground that got a catwalk. We haven't seen a lot of the cat play. It's been some good nadage out from Nouns. That's been enough to rebuff them. Here's that HE. It's effective again. Does it rebuff NRG again?
Just go B.
Leg smoke thrown out. Leg smoke thrown out. Here they come on catwalk. Molotov to Rumble Jr. But they're not committing to it. They're listening to you. They just wanted to make them uncomfortable here on towards A to make them commit in a little bit more. Now it's a mid to B split. But look at this. Cryptic's in position. He's going to go through. He's going to go through. Is it being held for? He still gets one. Traded out. Player in the corner. Glacio, the one. Follows it up as well. OC will put him down. It comes into a 2v2. 10 seconds. Numbers punched in. George swinging around the door. He's got this. And it all falls to Junior. A retake through the doors to try and make this happen, to try and be the hero, and OC will deny that. 13-9. It comes through on the mid to B split. John is smiling ear to ear. His IGLing has been proved correct. And NRG, look, a little more difficult than the 11-1 scoreline first half would have you think. Yeah. But they do steal their opponent's map pick. Potential representative in that arena. And what a story that would be if they could take it all the way.
Oh, yeah, no question. I mean, if we're talking about which one of these two teams could take it all the way or have a better chance of it, I'd say NRG, right? Because they're the ones that have tried to build themselves for success at a higher level of play. Yes, we've seen some moments where it looks a little bit scary and things aren't really coming together, but they do find ways to win, and that's the important part. On the downside, look, they've got some good pieces as well, and I think that Cryptic still has a lot to show us as an IGL, but I don't know if they're yet ready to compete with the competition that's going to be coming up at IEM Dallas. Anyway, we'll see. Whoever makes it there certainly will deserve it as we go into Mirage.
These points are also going to matter massively when we consider the ranking scale. Oh boy, okay, George. Finding some early contact. Not a kill just yet, but Cryptic put on notice. 2 HP. Toe shots. We'll do them in at this point. They've got 4 players here towards A. They got a good read on what NRG want to do with this pistol. Let's see if the numbers can stop it. 2 players under the balk. You're not expecting that. Cryptic has been found, but Peeping's answered back, and Peeping's getting more. They've just left Peeping alone, and Bro does not expect the second player under balk at all. Junior was completely disguised by that. It all falls to OC. A P250 and 3 targets to find. One in the sandwich just underneath him. He's got an idea that that's there, but Junior will get aggressive, get out on the swing, and get the round for his team.
Peeping just having a party there under balcony. Getting frag after frag, honestly. No one really clearing them out, so they kind of forgot to check their corners, and Peeping was happy for that as the 3K comes through, and they get the pistol. Still can't be too excited yet if you're a Nouns fan, because it is only pistol round. Yes, they deny NRG the bomb plant, but the next one will be the true test to see if they've got something to show us here on Mirage once those AKs come out. P250 here for George. Might be able to collect a scalp with that. Not going to be easy going up against Peeping with that M4 in window. Outside of that, I don't see much happening.
Yeah, really. Maybe if there had been some mid-aggression. Maybe. Oh, hold on. Hits the dink. Not the kill.
That's
and this one is a non-starter. Everywhere else on the map, it is suffocation. There's nothing doing. Nitro's got no space, no control, no bomb. So what are you going to try and do here, Nitro? Just trying to scrape 1 kill out of this somehow. I don't think Classy is going to allow it. No. No way.
Alrighty.
Clean start for Nouns. That's got to feel really good after Dust 2, John.
Yeah, certainly. But they got to win this next one for sure. Like, that's when they start to feel even better. Because this is when the rifles come out, as mentioned. The 4 AKs and the Galil. Maybe a second Galil, actually. I think Nitro's debating it right now to see if he wants to get more util. But he says, nope, it is firepower that's required. So here come the AKs. On the other side, Nouns, actually, yeah, they have a bonus. They have those 3 MP9s, the FAMAS, and only the lone M4.
So, nice little chip damage off the nade early.
Yeah. Not a bad start. This would be a very great round for Nouns to take, especially if it's clean.
Well, you know what they're hoping for. Smoke blocked? No. Covers it off. Well, there's a possibility of gap created, but not going to happen. So they get some control up and towards connector. This wants to be an A take. This is going to be an A take. And George knows where Classy is playing. Does he realize Peeping's right here? Oh, Bro helps him out. Little assist coming out of the palace here. And if they can shut down this cat player, well, this is going to be all she wrote. Can we pull the ripcord Nouns? Committing back into this. Cryptic gets one, but at the cost of much of his health. Nice, you're still here in the connector, but that could be an isolated fight for Rush to take. He doesn't know which way to look just yet. Does he clear this out? Oh, bomb's planted open for it. Oh, Rush takes two, gets himself an upgrade. The health is dire. But if they land headshots, that's all they need. Sustained engagement is not what you're looking for here. And a nade, stack, and spam will take them out of play. It all falls to HexT. These targets are so soft, so squishy. And the first one will be shot right out of the air like a clay pigeon. But Rush is just going to go for the stick at this point. Can't really afford to do it with the health, but at some point he's got to get on. There's an HE here. That might just do it. Rush gets far enough away. But that's the round confirmed. Good, diligent play from Hex. Make sure that one doesn't slip. Still good impact, still good damage. And a reinvestment is coming right back in from Nouns.
I think there was a smoke thrown a little too far on that bomb. Like, it wasn't covering off the defusal or the possibility of it. And, I mean, either way, HexT had the nade that was coming through and would have cleared the smoke. So, whatever the case may be, NRG do get that first round, even though it gets a little bit scary towards the latter part, and Nouns are fighting tooth and nail, but they will fall in the end. Now they'll have a buy-up. It's going to be the 3M4. Still an MP9 they have to settle for, but Junior, importantly, has the AWP, and he's a player that can have a massive impact for Nouns here on Mirage. 4 Galils and only 1 AK for NRG, but that hasn't really slowed them up in the past, and they are looking to get some pressure applied here with the utility onto the A site, but still haven't committed.
It's going to get a little weird for George. The push-on's coming. Cryptic's gaining all the space. He's hearing George rotate off. They know what's happening, but they don't have the bodies in place to deal with it. Can Classier get some kills? Yes, one found. Doesn't survive much longer, but Peeping stacks on another, and all the while, this flank is creeping closer. Cryptic is getting into position. At some point, he'll have to hit the shift key. But the longer his teammates stall this out, oh, that kill on Junior means that they can plant safe from ramp. That's actually such a difference maker now. And Cryptic reveals himself. Still gives his team the numbers advantage. Sustained fight, sustained engagement. OC only gets the one. And that might be enough. Cryptic seals the deal. Massive flank coming through from Cryptic. And a defuse to boot. 3 rounds on for Nouns.
Yeah, I mean, look, Cryptic took his time coming around there, but eventually, even though it looked like it was possible that it wouldn't pan out at all, he does catch a player unaware, and at that point, you see George, he's trying to adjust, he's trying to fire away at stairs while also keeping in mind Cryptic's position, but the fact that Cryptic is even there creates so much chaos in the minds of NRG that they're unable to really recover, and there you go. Nouns are the ones isolating that lone round victory for NRG, and let's not forget, because they don't get it cleanly, their money's not in the greatest of spots. Yes, they got the bomb plant. Yes, next round will be fine, but right here they have to settle for some pistol upgrades, and only one player getting the body armor. Standard setup for Nouns, 2-1-2 on the defense, and NRG have already moved HexT towards the CT apartments. They're expecting aggression to come through on NRG's side. You see 3 players posted up, hoping, in fact, that someone comes around this corner so that the pistols can chew through them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an expectation so much as a hope.
Yeah.
Prayer, please. Please give us some aggression. Hex, like a moth to the flame. Goes out towards Cryptic, but Peeping's down for the count. Gun retrieved. George on the ladder. Cryptic could walk into a tripwire here. We got some space in towards mid. That bomb is still in the apartments. Can obviously route through underpass. Should they find some space here? And NRG are pumping the brakes. They don't have a whole lot longer to pump them. So 2 players moving up here on towards B. George has to go looking. He knows it. is trying to find this kill. Dink on. Honestly, pretty tremendous. But his teammates now have to pay it off.
Dink.
They're finding damage. They're getting close. Nitro with the rifle. He's only got 15 seconds, and he can't get the kill. Lack of Kevlar costs him, and now Bro really needs to die. They realize it. They realize it. There's no reason to give him the fight. Clock him. Clock him. Oh, he's going to make it expensive. If he can get his hands on a gun, it's worth. But no, the clock comes to pay. They'll sacrifice one body to make sure that he gets no money going into the next.
I was going to say exactly that, Mike. Rush sacrificed himself to make sure that the money wouldn't come through. And it was absolutely a worthy sacrifice because they've got plenty of money to buy up and drop him a gun. Timeout called for NRG because things are not trending well for them so far here on Mirage. I mean, yes, they're okay, actually, even though, you know, the money doesn't come through. They'll still be able to get a buy up. OC, maybe the discussion was, hey, OC, do you want to get an AK and drop one for Bro or drop a Galil for Bro, or do we settle for the MAC-10? And they're happy to settle for the MAC-10 and then have the rifles around the AWP outside of that. So we'll see what they decide to deploy. We've seen some pressure applied to mid by NRG, but not anything I would say too incredible so far. So maybe they're going to mix things up and try to get that mid control, be more aggressive about it. As it stands, Nouns have rebuffed them at every turn. Still, they're going to throw the smokes, but yeah, they're playing more on the periphery here, Mike.
Again, expecting some sort of push up mid. Nouns are very content to concede it, aren't they?
I think they watched old Nouns demos or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's also just classic. You establish this mid control, you wait to see if there's going to be a counter punch, and then you activate. And Nouns are just a team that are very content with playing away from the middle of the map. Smoking towards window. There's a smoke con. This gives some room for George to work. It's 3 players in towards the A side, but if George works his way up the connector, life is going to be dangerous. And that's going to be the hit. George doesn't have another smoke. That would give him a lot of room to maneuver. So as it is, he might have to wait for his teammates to make first contact. Here comes the flashbang. It's effective. Classy is down. Actually off of a no-scope. Junior trades that out. Bro Molotov can't link up with his teammates, and now Peeping drops the bomb. So they need George to activate. They need George to get out here. And he is going to be able to do so. Peeping's not watching it. They're bumping. They're bumping in the smoke. Does Peeping realize what just happened? He's got an idea. They know. And Peeping finds him. And the lineup as well onto Bro in the Palace. Beautiful bit of work there from Peeping.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, he managed to make his way through, avoid a hunting George, and then not only does he find George, but he gets that follow-up into the Palace. That is fantastic for Nouns. NRG just can't find any rhythm going in towards that A site. So they might want to give it a different look. Mid-control might not be a bad idea here. Getting a little aggressive there, but right now with the Tech 9s, probably a faster play is on the cards. 4 players heading into those T apartments or hovering around them. Now it'll be all 5. I think they want to at least get some utility thrown towards mid. Was that a CT smoke? That's a T smoke. That's a mist connector smoke there. Not great for NRG, but they will eventually make their way towards this B site. Cryptic, the anchor, waiting to greet them. And he already gets one. Junior, a follow-up onto Nitro through the smoke, and then Rush will spam them down.
Disjointed and exterminated. No real pressure into that round. Very comfortable for Nouns. This is starting to become a little too comfortable for Nouns. They've got all the money in the world. They've got all the utility. They've got a buy at least in the bank, if not 2. It's a 6-1 lead.
Mike,
Go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, like, the T sides from NRG have been really lacking over this entire qualifier. Like, their strong point has been CT side in the defensive end, and then when T side comes around, it just looks like a different team.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely been the case. I mean, we certainly witnessed it on that first Inferno, the opener. I think the splits in some of the other maps won't necessarily reflect it, but it's something we definitely noticed. Just not a lot of creativity on these T sides. Very telegraphed takes where you don't really have a lot of pressure on the map. You're not really showing any push and pull. You're setting up and you're hitting. And you're losing a lot of these opening engagements. Aggression from Rush is perfect. Hex down for the count. Go back for the bomb, but at this point, look at the utility. You're going to go for an A take off that palace pressure? You got no more smokes. Good luck. Nitro walks out the con smoke. Doesn't get his kill. Bro and George at least find some, but it's a 2-on-3. Minute to go, and again, not a lot of room to operate, and George is eliminated by an HE. So falls to OC in middle. He's got the bomb at least. But he's just got to play some hero ball.
OC spotted. This is not looking great. This shot connects on to peeping. Okay. 33 seconds. Nice. Junior ends him. That'll do it. 7-1 for Nouns, and they're looking as comfortable now here on their CT side as NRG did on Dust 2. Let's see if it keeps up. NRG have to settle for another eco round. It's not that bad. You got 3 techs, a Mac 10. Hex, he has that Mac 10. He has to be going out of ramp. Yeah. It looks like perhaps a bit of a faster play going to come through here for NRG. They're trying to set up their smokes quickly and get on out to the A site. If they go fast, in fact, it will be quite favorable because the only one here for the moment is Classia. And Hex, he's just waiting for those flashes to come through in the smokes as well. Then he's going to charge out. Here they come. Oh,
nice first shot for Junior. Nice first shot before the smokes bloom. They're ahead of it. There's some gaps available here, but Classia down for the count. That should guarantee a bomb plant. That's already a lot more success than they've had in a lot of these rounds. There's no control out towards Ticket either, so now they can gain some forward positioning, some forward space. They've got a rifle onto Bro. This might be their most successful round yet. It was Nouns finally going for some mid-aggression, and in doing so, they pulled that third player off the A site. And the lack of peeping here has cost them. On the smoke fade, things could get interesting. Good flash. But Bro takes 2. We're back to the terror of the Dane, it seems, and they are running out of time. Bro has just sealed the deal. There's nothing that people can do about this. There's just too many bodies up. There's too many crossfires, and there's not enough seconds on that clock. NRG finally find their second round, and it is off of theatrics, heroics, and pistols.
Yeah, absolutely wild, honestly. Honestly, it's a straightforward take from NRG. They just go for the standard smoke setup for jungle and stairs, gain control of the site, get that opening frag onto the lone anchor, which was luckily for them the only player there, right? Because Nouns decided to go for that mid-aggression, as you aptly mentioned, and then they don't let up on that hold. I feel like Nouns didn't necessarily have to go much further. Junior kind of throwing away 4750. Going for a fight that he didn't have to, given that there was no time for defusal anyway. But perhaps they were thinking they wanted to punish NRG as much as possible economically because Junior did have 10k coming into this round. Anyway, NRG, a little bit of life, still a long way to go. Aggressive posturing from Junior for a moment there into mid, but he falls back into connector, giving Nitro a chance to boost up here. Loses the fight on Cryptic. Can Cryptic get traded? Not yet. Util comes out. In the meantime, Peeping does find OC. Hex and George strike back. 4-3 combined.
George is so low, though. Peeping's coming back in for this clear. Peeping. Oh, dropped down by Bro. Just George staying alive there. Made it. And though the smoke will be popped, no one's there to be caught by Rush. A reposition here from Bro does mean that George, the low HP player, has to somehow try and survive. Limping into Firebox, showing face, repositioning, sliding out, trying to avoid the flames of the Molotov, all to buy enough time for Bro to get into position and deliver this shot to the back of Rush's head. Look, these rounds are not clean. They are not easy by any measure, but NRG are getting them done, and they're giving themselves enough of a foothold to play that second half.
It feels like they're just fighting their crosshairs and just force of will getting through these rounds on the other side. Bro has decided to get back into action here and find some more frags. He was so quiet in that second half of Dust 2. I think he only had 2 frags, maybe 3. It was insane, the drop-off from the first half. But he did his job, and, in the end, everything worked out for NRG. Now he's back in business. Beautiful play there. One before that as well. And there's a timeout forced out from Nouns. Even though they're up 7-3, they're feeling the pressure and realizing, hey, guys, we're out of money after this round. The loss bonus, also not great. We have to get this if we want to get a larger lead heading into that second half. Otherwise, it'll probably be 7-5. How do they deploy? I imagine they don't want to change up too much. 3 players towards the A site. NRG only send 1 into the A ramp. That's more of a lurk in the form of Bro.
Well, look at this from Nouns. Different look for the aggression. Seen a lot of different looks, but this time Bro's on the other side of it. Ooh, he sees them. They will back off. Okay, you got a Bro over there? All right, well, you know what? We've shown face. Change up the look. You don't want to get caught. Too many players committed that deep in on A. Rush is playing on the Belk. This is the adjustment to the lack of util, right?
Yep.
Many more cheeky spots. Rush is going to hop up on the blue chair. Ooh. Smoke pop, tuck into the corner. Hex checks it. Hex is wise to that maneuver. Here comes the pressure out. Flashbang's good. Does require a trade, but if they find this next kill, yeah, that should be it. That should be over and done. 4 rounds found for NRG. A save on the remaining 2, and I mean, this just feels like NRG were procrastinating. They're looking a lot more dynamic on these takes. It helps when your opponents don't have a million nades, though.
That is true. And also helps when you've got the nades on your side and the util to work with, of course. OC, in particular, I think this often gets overlooked on his side because we're so focused in on how well he's playing with the Opera, the AK, which has been pretty good as of late, but he is fantastic with the flashbangs. Like, he's one of their leaders in that category in setting up his teammates, and the timing and spacing on his flashes are perfect as well. You saw them going in towards that site. There was a moment where there was visibility gained in between one of the duels, but OC comes in with the flashbang at a beautiful time, and then his teammate has no problem at all taking out the van player. So yeah, a little bit of an unseen thing sometimes that you don't pay much attention to for OC, but it's important, and he contributes even when he's not fragging.
Certainly does. I'm sure you have the numbers somewhere, John, but I think he's got the best flash stats on the team.
Yeah, he does. I do have them.
I knew you would.
Well, close to the best, but he's got the most thrown at 0.83 per round, but his differential in terms of flash time versus time flash is plus 1.12, leads the team. And opponent flash time is at 2.13 seconds per round, which also leads the team.
Those are some numbers. You could just say flash good, and I would say yes.
Yes.
Number mean flash good. Enemy blind. Bro, rip heads. You can't see if you don't have a head with eyes in it. That's what Bro says. Who needs to throw flashbangs?
Whoa.
Flashbangs are for nerds, but Glacia, maybe they should have had one for him, because now there's a setup, now there's reinforcements, now this last round is falling apart, and it all falls to Bro. Now the flashbangs come out.
Bro's got
and the headshots.
That's dirty, man.
Surely not. The ace clutch?
Yeah, it's happening.
John's a believer. Bro has converted him to the Church of Denmark. 3 kills already found. Looking for 2 more. A reposition here from Bro. Don't know if the footsteps were heard. I'd imagine they were based on that smoke coming out. They certainly know it's a possibility on the timing, but he's got 40 seconds. He's got time to cook. Cryptic's down to half. Body shots would be enough here. Flashing just to put them on notice. If anything, that just tips them off as to where he's coming from.
Yeah, I don't know if he should have thrown that.
Don't know exactly what the idea was there, but he'll find the first. And the second, the last as well. The ace, the clutch, it all to boot. 5 on the board for NRG. You cannot keep a good Bro down. So we're back in. Back into the Mirage. NRG, they waited till late, but they have put up 5 rounds in that first half, and that may just be all that they need. Nouns, it was looking good. It was looking strong, and suddenly it's all in doubt again. They've got work to do on their attacking side.
Yeah, and there is a stark contrast in win percentages here for NRG on T versus CT side. T round win percentage, good, 53%. CT, 68.8%. They love being on the defensive side here, and Nitro gets the opening frag. They're not going to be able to deny the bomb plant, but I'm not sure if it was ever the plan. It looked like a retake setup from the beginning. It's a very common strat here for the CTs on Mirage.
It is indeed. 3 players looking to rock back through. With jungle control, that does actually give Nouns something to defend from. There's always going to be that element of a potential wrap through the shutter. Taps on in. Space gained. Just going to get early on into the stick and a couple kills to make that a whole lot easier. They've got a kit as well for this defuse, and there is no one to pull Nitro off of it because everybody has been exterminated. Call George pest control. The way he be wiping them off the site.
Squishing all the answers, George. 7 to 6.
The little roach motels.
Yeah.
I heard Envy's back, so, you know, we got to get those out here in Counter-Strike.
Yes. I did see your tweet on that, Mike.
I'll never let that one go. That's too ridiculous. Too ridiculous. If you want the lore and you're newer to the game, Google Astra Roach Motel Counter-Strike. And I think that'll probably get you an article.
Yeah.
Should do. It's been a minute. Peeping, a nice entry. Bro trades it back, but the flashbangs obscure his vision just enough. And this is a great round. George, though, not content to wait with a man disadvantage, will go out. Give himself something to work with. Mac 10's enough. Cryptic catches him, trying to make his way out of the smoke. Dynamic play from Cryptic, and now that has triggered the save. No, they're battling back in. Not the save at all. Thought they were backing away, but no, they just wanted to group up, and okay, yeah, Nitro's getting out of there.
Yeah. We're of two minds there. Like, oh, we go, no, we'll save. No, we go, no, we'll save. So they finally fall off. That is a very nice round, though, from Nouns, honestly. Like, a good take in the opening moments. Cryptic, once again, awakening here for his squad to get a couple of frags. He leads the scoreboard. Nitro going for exits. Gets 1, 2, and the third goes down to the bomb. Well done for NRG to at least take all the pieces off the board and force a buy-up for everyone. So it hurts the economy for Nouns. Well, NRG won't be that great either, but still.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting situation here because in the short term, it's going to hurt Nouns, but in the long term, it's going to tempt NRG into a force buy here.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can punish in this round, if you can pull off this punish, well, NRG are ironically worse off than they would have been if they just saved around those 2 guns. They might have been forcing regardless. But it is certainly going to tip the scales.
Yeah, I think they were forcing no matter what at this point.
Nitro getting cheeky around the smoke. Cheeky beaky, hoping someone's coming through it. You might be right. They may be crazy. If OC has a flash into here for him, there's that flash. There's that kill. No, they withdrew just in the nick of time, and now he's going to be able to get away. Spots a shadow just as he does. And so they know there's heavy presence here at the ramp, but a smoke out will deny Nouns that real estate, at least for the moment. Nouns are content, though. They're going to set up for a full A take off of this. They're not moving. Do have Cryptic in the underpass. Looking to see if he could clear out any B apps aggression. But NRG are going to have the numbers in the right place. The question is, will the firepower be enough? Flash clear again. This time, Nitro not spotting anything, but now utility sailing over the top. They've got to be ready for Nitro. A player to fight with him. And Nitro turns it into a 2-piece. Confirms the bomb as well. He'll be traded. But now there's no doubt in these remaining NRG players' minds. And time is starting to become an issue. 5-7 up close. Can't get it done. It's all onto George.
Massive.
And George double swung. A high-low peak. There's no chance.
Junior, unbelievable stuff there on that 2K. He's looking so sharp with the Galil, gets an AK now as an upgrade. And there's a timeout. Wow, timeout called by Nouns, even though they're doing this well up against NRG. They say, okay, hold on a second. Let's talk things over. See what we need to do. Yes, you know, the money is still a going concern, I would say. But overall, they'll be fairly comfortable heading into this next round up against an NRG squad that does decide to go for a hero M4, but that's it. This is an excellent start for Nouns after losing pistol. They're making a case for map 3, Mike.
They certainly are. Nuke if we get to it. Interesting territory. We're thinking NRG on home turf. Doing enough. But now it's all about getting that money healthy. What can George do with this one A1S? They've given him the donk buy. George the NA donk?
I don't know if we... Okay.
There's the first. Only the one, but
Okay.
HexT is able to follow it up with a USP. Now they're crunching down onto these mid players. It's getting very scary. Very scary indeed, but Rush is able to see clearly. Despite the low HP, he makes it out. That got a little expensive.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it keeps... Well, I mean, that T economy is not that difficult to get going. Not as
it's
much
resilient.
as the CT, so it's actually pretty okay at this point. But at the same time, NRG will get some momentum off of that. They have 4 M4s and the MP9. Still no op available for OC, and man, I think his stats are kind of hurting because of it, especially on the CT side. He loves to run the AWP. This is typically a map that he dominates on, in fact, but just hasn't been able to get going. George, opener onto Cryptic. That will help. Rush immediately deletes Bro and then finds George too, flicking down the other direction. Wow. 4v3 in favor of Nouns.
Nicely done from Nouns. It's okay. You've got some mid-aggression. We've got some mid-aggression. Locking it down. Rolling in the death ball. Fighting them with numbers. And not letting that man advantage go. It's going to be the gamble. And they are gambling right. This could be tenuous. Hex, though, looking the wrong way. Only takes down the low HP player. And having Hex push up seems to have made Nouns a little tentative about this take. It's the mid control for Classia. That's pulling them back around. Where do they want to finish?
Nitro's not in a good spot here because if he pokes around the corner and sees them, it's just an MP9 at mid to long range.
I mean, if they molly bricks here, yeah, there's nothing that he could do about it. Could get in towards the apartments and recover that gun, because this is likely just a save.
Yeah, that's the best course of action at this point. 11-6 for Nouns, though. They are 2 rounds away from sending us to Nuke, which we didn't really feel like was a very high probability of happening.
No, not loading into the server. But Nouns have shown they are not ready to let that dream of Dallas die.
Which is, I mean, it's good to see the resilience for sure. Especially
Rush. I mean, stepping up massively as an individual. These last couple of rounds, he's picked up multi-frags. 2 3Ks in a row. The first against pistols, to be fair. This one, certainly not. And that's exactly what you need. A veteran stepping up to light the way for the young guns. That'll put some energy in you. NRG getting the timeout. DAP's getting in their ears. Saying, okay, fellas, we need to figure out some economy here. We need to figure out what we're investing. Because we've made this a little difficult for ourselves. Do you go all in? Or do you play for overtime? All in it is.
I think you go all in. Yeah.
No. Wait.
Oh.
They're not. They're keeping the money healthy.
No, go all in.
They're just dropping
guys.
the hero rifles over to OC and George.
I don't know.
Interesting. 5 smokes up. No mollies. couple flashes here or there. It's a big risk.
They have a full loss. Oh, okay.
Big risk. They're going to do it. Let's see if these two guns can make it happen. OC and George on the rifles. Bro relegated to the Deagle. Nitro the MP9 and HexT just a 5-7 to play with. Turtling in towards the sites, taking this palace control. Now they've got a little bit of real estate here with Nitro.
Can't help but feel this is too conservative from NRG, but, you know, maybe it'll work out for them. Smoke going to get tossed here for mid. Full mid control game by Nouns. NRG obviously playing the sites because of the limited firepower.
Smoke's just stalling it out. We're sub a minute before the site take comes through, but there's not a whole lot more to work with. Last smoke is in Palace deep. So OC has to deliver here. OC has to deliver here, and he's unable to connect on that first spray. Gets a chance to reload, but he is down with nothing. No kills whatsoever. It'll have to be a save on these last two, and that is disastrous as the rifle gets stripped away. Just Nitro's SMG, and at this point, might be more interested in trying to farm up a kill, get an exit, get an upgraded rifle to get out of here. As this half in, half out buy for NRG was just a nothing burger.
Yeah, no, really. Honestly, they had a good setup. The three players waiting there towards the B site. Nouns walked in to Cat, and I mean, if you have rifles there instead of pistols, then I think that NRG would have chewed them up. Instead, OC kind of whiffs on the spray. He really does whiff completely on it, actually. And no frags come through, just the damage. That means all five players will be standing here for Nouns, building up their economy, their lead. They've got 6 opportunities to close this one out, and it just feels like NRG have fallen completely flat in a moment where we needed to see strength from them. I've kind of criticized them for this in the past, and especially now with Bro on the squad, you need to be convincing in matches like this because the competition is not going to get any easier once you make the main event.
Certainly true. Got an op out for OC. Finally happened. Took him a while, but it has happened. Now look at this. Cryptic's playing ahead of the boxes. He's going to get caught. George finds him. Now the op's back in position for these ramp players, but the first shot goes wide. Might not get any more opportunity. Won't indeed. That op is down for the count. Could not count for that whiff. Oh boy, the snap around for Rush, but there's a lane. Bros through the smoke. Bros through the smoke. This is getting very messy indeed. He'll stay alive. Give his team a chance. A chance. But that's it. That's it. HexT will deliver 3 kills to the good. And NRG stay fighting for the moment. That op can't be scooped, though. Can't be found. And so it is going to be bits and bobs passed around to try and keep them fighting here.
I was about to say, NRG forgot how to shoot back. Everyone looked lost on their spray control, except for HexT, who finally pulls it together and says, guys, what the heck is going on? 7th round found. Nouns still very much have enough money to get a buy up here. It's going to be 4Ks in the Galil. Full util sets coming through for everyone. And they could easily close this one out right here. If they don't, there's a path back in for NRG.
Flashbang's over. Entries in towards B, trying to take this space. Cryptic spotted. Cryptic gets the kill. OC out of play. And now they're in trouble on the B side. 3 for 1. That's an exchange you'll take every day of the week. It falls to one man, and Nitro cannot save his team this time around. 13-7. Nouns a stunner in the second half of Mirage. Considering the way NRG gritted it back at the end of that first half, I thought we were on for an absolute barn burner, but Nouns came out swinging on their own T side. Dominated on
better way to make a case for yourself than to actually go to a big event like IEM Dallas and qualify against NRG.
It would also give you a huge opportunity to shoot up the VRS rankings. Right now, they sit 18th in just the Americas, which puts you very firmly out of the spot for easy invites to just about anything. Meanwhile, I mean, the same is true for NRG as well, right? Down at 10th, would really like to climb up into that top 8. Really like to make their case on the global stage to get more of those invites. They've already surpassed M80. They could keep on climbing. A lot on the line. Interesting to think about the impact of those VRS. I was looking at the HLTV beta that's been rolled out. It'd be like plus 5 points for either of these teams. Don't know that I have a great sense for what exactly that amounts to just yet. But when you consider coming over regional competition, that'll matter. But this one's looking all NRG. Wow. Quick hitter on the upper sight. And quickly dealt with by NRG.
Yep. They need a lot more of that, as mentioned. On the defensive end, great shutdown and read of Nouns and what they wanted to do. Everyone pretty much waiting on that A site. The dualies and the USPs take care of business. No bomb plant at all. Despite that, Junior is going to buy his scout. But that might be the only investment. Yeah, they're going for, okay, a hero scout. Not often I say that. With 4 Glocks and no armor, no util. See how it goes. What can Junior pick up here, if anything? Nitro. Probably going to end that. With a frag, there it is. Rush down to dirt.
Want to sustain those fights for too long. Give up a headshot. That's Junior out of play. That's a scout down. Classio will pick it up. And Classio will connect, but Hex just ready to fly right into the fray. There's the tag, but the frag goes back to the other side. It's on a Cryptic. They're just handing this scout around. Everybody gets a turn.
Yeah.
Stick on the MP9 to get the scout.
Kind of the expected result. I'm guessing because Junior expected to go for a scout again in this round that he realized he could just afford it anyway. Or no. Okay. He is going to go for the deagle.
All right. Here we go. Just trying to connect some shots outside. Maybe give them a chance at a bomb plant. I mean, it could have worked. It didn't work, but it could have worked, John.
Oh, no, he's going for a tech now. Maybe going to post up in ramp room instead of outside. It doesn't make sense for him. Or not post up in ramp room. Maybe he's going to go with the push for his teammates and not necessarily be on the lurk.
Peeping collected outside. That's a nice early start. Was trying to get some space out there, and that space is denied. Was spammed through the smoke as well, or I think maybe a nade pop. But either way, NRG appear to be fairly confident. Not 100% confident, but fairly confident there's no one else getting down secret. You do a bro down there just to make sure. We know, with our power of omniscience, there is in fact no one out there. Mini smoke. But a resmoke in towards secret means that this side of the map is closed for business. So they're going to threaten ramp instead. It's OC on the line. Had a real stinker of a map on Mirage.
That was tough. Yeah.
So Oso will be looking to get back in the good graces of the score column. And this time he's just going to completely give it up. Got access to lower if they want it. They don't know that. They're wondering why they've been invited in. They're suspicious. Don't you know you should never look a gift horse in the mouth?
The thing is, 30 seconds left, Mike. Like, they don't have much control.
They're running out of time. A second player did rotate down the vents, so they have at least softened up this A site. Cryptic collected, though, means that they will have no heaven presence coming over, and based on the wrap in towards J-Hall, OC might have a good idea about where this is coming next. Oh, the rafters goes one. George trying to provide a distraction to set up Hex. Here he goes from Mustang. And OC on the scene in the heaven spot. That's a nice way to start with a clean 3K from OC.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have a better performance than whatever happened on Mirage. It was just one of those maps that he needs to forget about, and he already has. As he's good to go here on this CT side. Yeah, Nouns, I'm not sure. They had a lot of space there in that ramp. They had a couple of places they could go. Could have just charged into lower and it would have been the right decision. Instead, they stall out for too long and then realize there's not much time left on the clock and panic push into the A site. But there's so many spots to clear. You know, the upper rafters and everything. And George is going to farm away here with a couple onto Classy and peeping. But yeah, point being is that you cannot go to that A site that late and expect success. So little information. 5v3.
Yeah, success does not seem to be on the cards for this one. You never know if that Deke can rip some shots outside. At least for the moment, it's not being afforded a whole lot of opportunity. What? Junior? No. Not happening here. So 2 Tech-9s in the lobby. Just holding hands. And saying, don't worry, we'll have guns soon. They're spending the maximum amount of time doing a fat lot of nothing, aren't now?
Yeah, they are. It's over now.
We knew that round was over for about 50 seconds. But indeed, it will come to a close.
They got to make him earn it.
Will get themselves onto some AKs.
You got to earn an NRG. That's what Nouns are saying. And now they're going to call a timeout to burn even more time off. And say,
well, you know, this one might be a little important.
Yeah, for sure. It's 4-0.
Get things sorted out. Get adrenaline in their ears.
No, I was
Telling
joking.
stories again. Let me tell you about this team. Did a thing called an Intel Grand Slam. First team to ever do it. Just some upstart kids from North America. And that could be you one day, kid. It could all start here at IEM Dallas. Start your road to the ESL Master events and those gold bars. Do you think they keep the gold bars, or do you think they sell them?
I would say keep them probably, right?
Well, I mean, it's so cool to keep the bar.
Yeah.
But also, it's worth so much money.
It is.
And also, keeping it is presumably a massive risk to, shall we say, security. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Peeping. Trying to get a little cheeky there on the mini-wrap. Nitro is wise to that. And meeting them here in secret. Bro did not expect them to be that far forward. I don't know if that was a miscom, just a misread from Bro, but he had no idea. But Junior, likewise, will have no idea that there's a player waiting at the double doors. OC finds the bomb. OC finds a second. And this one looking like it could be a disaster until Cryptic gives himself a shot at this 1v2. Make that just a clutch. HP. And George, not going to let him entertain that thought for very long. It's a 7-0 start for George. It's a 5-0 start for NRG. And the win conditions are coming up rosy for the squad in orange.
Yeah, Cryptic had the right idea. And again, you know, he's trying to power his team forward with some fragging in that round. But George is a little bit faster. And obviously, Cryptic didn't have a full bar of health versus George's 100 health. So that's the result. Nouns back to the pistols once more. It will be a pretty hefty half buy in terms of util. I mean, they've got a ton of it. But firepower-wise, 4 Tech-9s and the MAC-10, which would likely lean them more towards that B site, I would say, trying to take ramp control. Maybe getting those close-range engagements, but yeah. I haven't seen much from Nouns just yet on this map. Only 5 frags to speak of.
Yeah. The opportunity has been few and far between. Most of them came in that last round. Hex gets a kill. We get a vent drop. It's a bomb plant. It's a bomb plant, unless the ramp player can deny it. Planting Astralis. That'll be safe. The deep Molotov as well forces OC back. If they swing in, okay. OC can thin the herd. A bomb plant still is a great result, but there's no killing to speak of. Money for the next, but a round win it will not be.
Yeah, OC's back.
Yeah.
Sure. Or GR
Just
happy.
ecos there, but still.
Hey, no, he looks sharper, though. I mean, just in terms of his aim. He settled down a little bit. I don't know what happened on map 2. But luckily for him, it's not plaguing him on Nuke.
Caught a case of Brovid-19. It's transmissible through TeamSpeak.
Oh, man, Mike. Ay, ay, ay.
Speaking of which, maybe Bro took it back. We haven't had Dust 2 Bro yet. Popping on out. Had a strong performance on Mirage as well. But they're just waiting. He's just chilling. Letting his teammates do some fragging, you know? Hasn't been called on just yet. Players down vent again. Successful in these vent drops. But the bulk of the bodies are going to need to come from outside. He went for one nade check, but at this point, this is actually a lot of room for Nouns. No one has rotated down yet. They're going for a lobby crunch instead with the AWP. Oh boy, NRG have misread this. They have no idea players are lower. They have no one positioned to deal with it. They might find this lurk, but this is going to be very touch and go for NRG. Premium opportunity for Nouns here. Now the rotation comes through, but it's very late. They realize what has happened. Defender's getting position. Bro still finds his impact. And the ops on the line. George now clears out Rush. Bro doesn't realize there's a second player there in control. Peeping. Yeah, gotta break some extra glass. Junior collecting on a shot. We've got an even situation. Bomb's going to be planted. And the Molotovs mean that at least for the moment, the retake can't come through.
Oh, I think they just took a little too long to Nouns to get onto that site. And look at the damage they've taken versus NRG. Oh, Nitro's got a freebie.
That's a nice find. That's a nice find. That makes life a lot easier. And Junior's going to go forward to try and get it back. And in doing so, leaves himself exposed. So just like that, the 3-on-3 vaporizes. And all that's left standing is NRG 7-0.
I mean, of course Nouns can't know that all of NRG are pushing into lobby for a crunch, and there's no presence on the B site, but they need to move just a touch faster, because if they do, they have full B site control. NRG likely wouldn't be able to challenge as much as they did, and maybe a round finally on the board for them instead. NRG finally realized what's happening. They sent a couple of players to ramp. There's some engagements that are going back and forth. Bro doesn't know that there's a player observation, obviously, since so many players had gotten into that B site so early on into the round, but it still isn't enough for Nouns because the element of surprise at that point is completely lost. So, Nouns with the bomb plant, or at least with the money, the full loss bonus, we'll be able to buy up here 4 AKs and the Galil, but NRG, this is the CT side that we thought we'd get on Mirage. We're getting it on Nuke.
Just a little late, you know? A little bit of procrastination.
Yeah.
Let an extra map come through. Smoke refresh outside here. Setting up util for an upper take, though, so presumably this is a wrap in towards mini. George is going to get mollied. Yeah, weird. Oh, no, the molly's actually for second vent. The hot molly never comes through. But the kills do. The kills certainly do. Need some back. Hex got one. Looking for more. No, peeping around the smoke. I was taking him off the board. OC up in heaven. H chasing his way. Bro trying to rumble them. Keep them from getting that bomb planted.
Oh.
Nearly through the hot. Not going to quite realize how good that lineup was. He's trying to bait the response from the squeaky player. Oh, and what they're buying time for is this wrap. Rush has worked his way all the way around outside. OC's not looking for it. Now Bro's gone, and the assassination from Rush comes through. So, as always seems fated, there's not even a Brazilian player in the server. Yet still we find ourselves on the 7-1.
That's actually a really nice play from Nouns, though. You got to give them a lot of credit. They mixed things up a little bit. They decided to take that outer yard presence. NRG not aware of it, and then they slipped through in towards Mini. George, a dead man, the minute those two players come around the corner. And afterwards, you know, they do a good job reading the positions for NRG. There is a response from NRG, but OC along with Bro just don't have the positioning to take care of Nouns. And of course, they already knew OC was there, and they naded him down, and we're just waiting for the opportunity for Rush to get on that flank and strike. OC, speaking of which, he's got the op back, and he misses. Doesn't actually get a chance to fire a shot. Junior hits him first. George going to trade it back onto Glacia. George looking for another one, but no, the smoke is tossed, and he loses visibility.
They got in the space outside again. This time could take it into big garage if they wanted, but it's secret. Once more. Bro's already getting in position. Sorry, no, it's actually Nitro rotating down to receive them. Did he break the glass audibly? Looks like he did. If that's the case, Molotov's going to rumble him. Confirm presence downstairs, but they could still go either which way. There is no commit. Bro was looking for a little info. Just bopped on the head. And Nitro, his bop is a little more severe. But we'll find Rush. That sets up the possibility of the retake, but no one's in position to actually deny this bomb plant. And Nouns are getting set up. They're taking their time with it, though. That will allow the reposition. 2 players coming down the vents. This is the duel. Peeping says, no, thank you. You can go secret. Bro going ahead of his teammates. He might be able to deny the bomb. Can't deny the plant, but he can catch the planter. So Cryptic out of play. No one watching for that. Just slip out from Bro. Knows he needs to wait for his teammates now. He's made the first move. He's opened up some space. But they know they're coming from secret. And Hex needs to get into the action. Bro still finding kills. Sets up his teammate with a 1v1. Peeping. Just trying to dodge around. Getting towards Decon. The smoke up onto the bomb. Kill to follow. Hex has done it.
Find it?
He's just found it in the nick of time. With the kit, he'll have plenty. Got a little tentative there in the smoke, but it is NRG shutting down and isolating the 1-round win from Nouns.
Wow, that is ridiculous from Hex to clutch that out. It felt like Peeping was going to get it. He had all the momentum. That swing, ridiculous, dead on the money. But Hex is a little bit better. That smoke tossed, I guess, encouraged Peeping to come around that corner. And Hex dealt the killing blow. Wow. That's a gut punch for Nouns. It felt like they had that second one in the bag. It doesn't happen. NRG. Just too strong right now.
Seems to be the case. As round number 10 hits the board. Most utility's already been spent here from Nouns. There's still a minute 10 to play with, but they've got a lot of space outside. OC down secret this time, so the op's not in play up here in heaven. It's Hex instead who's looking for this contact. And Rush is headed his way. Oh, and Rush is handing out haircuts. There's another player here, but a rifle picked up means this could be a tough fight for George against his former teammate. A clear out, no. Cryptic finds it. Now they've got some options open, but Bro at least finds one back the other way. George battling. George
No.
wiping them out from outside.
No, Bro.
Where is Rush? He's up in heaven. He's been left behind, but he can't finish off his kill. And just like that, around it looked so promising for Nouns. They had so much positioning. But just the swings out of Mini annihilate what they were trying to assemble.
Yeah, both mini players just popping around corners, maneuvering, unable to get fragged, and then they deal out the damage. Bro and George saving the day for NRG, and another round slips right through Nouns' fingers. 4 Galils and a tech. They've got that full loss one if they've had it for a while, of course, since this lead just keeps on building for NRG. Hex burning a little bit, down to 60, but he'll tuck himself next to that vent for the time being. Bro getting aggressive potentially in towards vending, spamming that smoke, hoping to connect on some targets, and, well, it doesn't happen. Nouns, in the meantime, they're going to go for a quick A-pop. Here they come into the site. George with 2 right off the docket. Oh, 2 back, though. Okay.
Hold on. So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah.
George committing back further in, though. He's hungry for blood. He hasn't been sated just yet. His appetite just whetted. A third will be found. There's only so much work he can do, especially with finite ammo. Tag onto Junior. Now Junior, the last one living. 4 HP and a dream. It's a dream to avoid these spam bullets. Bro will catch. And it's double digits in the first half. Hey, I've seen this one before.
Yeah. Go
It
back
happened
a
on
couple of
Dust
maps.
too. They took a
CT.
break.
Yeah, CT side NRG. Scary, mostly. Let's ignore Mirage. But, yeah, that's a nice tag from OC. I'm not even sure he was aware of it because of the way Bro was playing. He was still playing pretty passively. But at the end of it, Bro takes care of business. Nice little info hop, and that'll do it. Again, you know, a nice start from NRG. George, in particular, has been extremely lethal here for them. 16-3. Bro, wants to catch up to that scoreline. Smoke Pop doesn't really hit the mark. So Bro's just going to hang around here at the big box towards ramp. Could be a critical position as well because 4 Nouns players are coming.
Finds the first, isolated fight, and Bro will knock 2 heads from shoulders, but Rush will eventually shut him down. OC, why is he giving that one up? Doesn't want to get caught into a sustained fight, giving up that op. He knows they have the numbers. And at this point, a bomb plant isn't the biggest of their concerns. A retake, reasonable. Got peeping posted up in the vents, so rotate through secret will be the answer. And OC was very wary about getting wrapped upon. It's going to be Nitro, first man in. Being held from the double doors, but George is lethal on that shot. The vent player out. Now the drop down comes in, and oh my goodness. How many times have we said it this half? A decent post plant vaporizes right before our eyes. 11-1. It's Dust 2 all over again, and we'll be right back. This one, I was going to say could be brief, but I said that on Dust too.
You did, Mike.
And then we had a little bit of extra fun, a little shenanigans. 13-9 finish after an 11-1 half. Let's see. NRG, you win a pistol. You don't got to think about anything else. Let's see. Just a few short rounds away from confirming their spot. And IEM Dallas.
They were always our pick to make it there, Mike. I still don't know about this T side, though. We'll see. OC is not going to see anything in this round. He's got a bullet through his dome. George gets the trade. Pressure's on. Classia delivering an important one, but another trade comes through, and NRG are going to get this bomb planted. Yep, great control.
Yeah, with George coming down, you've got so much control. There's no one in the vents. George just hasn't been missing on this map of Nuke. He's clocked in for his turn as the star fragger. Now Hex first point of contact. They've got a lot of stall out tactics here. Okay, eventually gets that kill. Not the prettiest, but you'll take it. Oh my goodness, Rush. Hold on, that flick around. George just trying to buy time.
Oh my god.
Knowing that at the end of the day, the clock is his friend. There is a kit. There is a kit. George will have just seen it. Should know that. Rush is getting on it. But George will not be missing. Knows his lineups. And so with the pistol round going the way of NRG, it seems like they are destined to head to the land of barbecue, of freedom, of longhorns running free, of a cowboy, of a gunfighter, of football, brush.
Sure.
Roadrunners. Jackrabbits.
You still got more, Mike. You got a lot in your arsenal there.
Armadillos. Javelinas. Rattlesnakes.
It's never ending.
It's a magical place, Texas. Many good memories in Texas. Not so many of the rattlesnakes in Dallas, I hope.
I certainly hope not.
It's a new feature added to the hotel. Jump scares.
That would be horrifying. You might have a rattlesnake in your room. You never know.
Keeps you on your toes. There's no better way to live than life on the edge. Speaking of the edge, it seems like Nouns might be falling off of it. Man advantage now. A lower sight taken. Classy's going to try and do something about it, but he's not got the gun for the occasion, and OC will show him the error of his ways. It's all on to Junior. But it would be only fitting for an event in Texas than for one lone hero with a Desert Eagle to keep them fighting. This is where legends are born, Junior. Are you ready to keep the heart of Nouns beating? The answer is no. HexT instead will take him out of play, and NRG, despite doing it in 3, despite making this a lot more interesting on Mirage, they get it done. They take care of business. They confirm their spot in the Intel Extreme Masters Dallas. A huge result for an NRG squad that looks to be building into the upper echelon